Vic's here.
What's that?
I am here.
Okay.
I have arrived.
You have. Well shaven and ready to worship.
Good.
All right. Okay.
Bro. Oh, the trumpet in Zion.
All right. We're going to start.
Okay. Just in time.
Rise for the blowing of the shofar. I just want to say this is a peculiar Sabbath, okay? Because it falls on Independence Day, which to some, I'm sure to some Jews, it may not really matter, but I believe that there is a bond between the Jewish people and this nation, America.
Israel.
It was founded by men and pilgrims that were deeply connected in the Netherlands when they traveled from England to, I believe, Amsterdam. And they studied with rabbis there. So we have a deep tie. Our Constitution is fundamentally tied to many things that are written in the Torah. I don't know how many Americans really realize that, but they ought to take the time to make the connections and realize that we were founded as a nation of laws. Okay? Without laws, there's chaos. So, as I blow the shofar today, there's a lot going on in our country that is rooted and grounded in what's happening in the heavenlies, in the unseen realm. And I believe in God's mercy and His grace to delay His judgments because He's a God of mercy, grace, and compassion. And because He made a covenant with the founding fathers, both Jews and Gentiles, that this nation was dedicated to the Creator of the universe, Elohim. There's two nations in the history of the world, only two, that were dedicated to God at their inception, to the Creator. And that was the United States and Israel. We seem to follow a parallel course in many ways prophetically. So, if this be the nation of the gathering of the lost 10 tribes, or a large portion of them that assimilated and lost their identity, then God's going to bring her back. So, but on my way here to the shul, I was just moved by a lot of thoughts. And, so, as I blow the shofar today, there's a lot that God's put in my heart. So, praise you.
Amen.
There's a lot going on. That's
Vina Malkano, we praise you and thank you for this Shabbat. Father, we ask that today your presence would just fill this house, that you would permeate our spirits and our minds and our emotions. Father, any need of physical healing, we ask that you extend it unto those in need. Father, today, particularly in Yeshua's name, a parallel principle runs concurrent, and that is the principle of independence and freedom. And today, we face in our nation pain, struggle, discord, violence, and strife. And the question is, Father Yahweh, where does this come from? Well, you've told us. You've told us who the father of division and strife is, and chaos, and murder, and violence. It's the fallen one. It's the evil one. And so we come before you, Father Yahweh, before the courts of heaven today, as we come before you to blow the shofar and usher in this Shabbat, this service before you. And we implore you, Father, to rise up. Rise up over this nation. We ask that you arrest the evil ones, the unseen realm, the demonic forces that have assembled themselves against the foundations of this nation, against the prayers and the covenants of the founding fathers to whom we possess their legacy and their heritage. And as the shofar sounds today, we ask that your words would go forth to the peoples of this land. Stir their hearts up, Father. Bring them back. Bring this nation back. Restore the joy of the gift of your salvation, of your freedom.
Yeshua HaMashiach, amen.
Of the gift of liberty and the rule of justice and law and shalom. So we implore you, El Elyon, to send forth your angels, your warrior angels upon this nation to arrest and bind the spirits, the evil ones, and the demons that are manipulating man in this nation. That you would arrest them and bind them and cause them to be exposed at their very root. We ask in Yeshua's name that you would raise up the men and women in the halls of Congress, in the Department of Justice, in the seat that sits upon the leadership of this nation. Our President, Donald
J. Trump.
As the shofar sounds, strengthen them, fill them with an immovable, unshakable spirit of resolve, strength, and determination to wrestle to the ground, to wrestle to the end of this violence and chaos and division and strife. Father, we ask that you bring forth within the clergy, the rabbis, they would see your gift of salvation and revival and reconciliation, and that they would step up and fulfill the purpose for which they were called. We ask this as the shofar sounds, Father, that your word would go forth as it says in Yeshua, and not return void, but accomplish all that you desire. Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech Asher kishanu b'mitzvato v'tzibah Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who sanctified us in your commandments and commanded us in both the hearing Shema, the doing, and the blowing of the shofar. Shem Yeshua HaMashiach.
Mashiach, amen.
Amen.
Amen.